Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Greg Michalowski from ForexLive.com. This is a weekend Forex report for the week starting August 29th, 2022. In this report, I'm going to take a look at Chair Powell's speech on Friday at Jackson Hole Symposium, dig into that, what it says, what it means, and also take a look at the technicals that are driving the Forex market versus the US dollar. So sit back, enjoy, and be sure to tell me if you like it or you don't. For those who had not read Adam's Forex Wrap on Friday, after this video, please go back and do so. It's important. Friday was an important day, and he summarized in a way that makes him a master of what he does. In rereading the words of the 8-minute speech from Chair Powell on Friday, it was a what I call a come to Jesus moment for the chair, for the Fed, and as well as us as well. Fed and the Fed chair has lost credibility with its "we will be there and come to the rescue in times of trouble," and perhaps from being more broad-brushed versus firm and to the point. And we have become used to that. The first paragraph in his speech, however, set the tone when he said, "Today my remarks will be shorter, my focus narrower, and my message more direct." A major change was underway. He then resorted to what gets people's attention, what sells, and that's fear. He said, "Price stability serves as the bedrock for our economy. Without price stability, the economy does not work for anyone." Notice he said, not a few, not most, but anyone. In other words, everyone. He continued by throwing out more fear with a sprinkling of reality as well. He said that the medicine to bring price stability would likely require a sustained period of below-trend growth, softening of labor, and with it, pain to some households and businesses, but said the alternative would mean far greater pain. People fear pain, but we all experience pain. However, we also have the ability to limit pain. Looking at it another way, the Fed chair is defining risk and then laying the plan to limit risk. For those of you who listen to this preacher, that's me, or read my book, traders need to define risk, limit risk, and the third step is to accept risk. That third part is doing the trade, and by accepting the risk, it is a way to get rid of fear, as fear is everyone's worst enemy. The chair's defining of risk is from his saying, without price stability, the economy does not work for anyone. With the medicine, the risk will be limited to some below-trend growth, some softening of labor market conditions, and some pain, but the pain is limited. So what is the medicine that will limit the risk? Restoring price stability will require maintaining a restrictive policy stance for some time. He then reminded and educated many who were not born until after the 70s and 80s, and also us old folk who have not had to deal with inflation for the last 30 or 40 years, that stopping prematurely is not an option. He even used the word lesson, and he had 3, to purposely tell all these students out there, that's us, that the Fed is the teacher, the mentor, and the buck stops here, God, and is the way, the truth, and the light. The first lesson is that the Fed can and should deliver low and stable inflation. They are the God. They need to take responsibility for it. In fact, it is unconditional responsibility. He did not make excuses that it is a supply thing that's out of their control, but said that the Fed needs to bring demand down to supply. The second lesson is that the public's expectations about future inflation can play an important role in setting the path of inflation. public's expectations of inflation is the devil, the fire-breathing dragon, the antagonists. He cited Volcker when Volcker said, "Inflation feeds in part on itself, so that grip of inflationary expectations must be broken." Powell then cited Greenspan on the concept of rational inattention, where when inflation is low, like it has been for the last 25, 30 years, there is no reason to care about it. He warned that that is not the case now. Inflation is in everyone's attention. In other words, the devil is permeating our minds, our talk, our lives, and that needs to be stopped. The lesson is another fear tactic that lays the pipe for the Fed slaying the dragon, having good conquer evil. If it does not happen soon, the tilt of balance shifts the other way. The third lesson is this is a war. The Fed will not stop until the war is won. The Fed is all in. So this was a come-to-Jesus moment for Fed Chair, for the Fed members, for the markets? Maybe. The Fed has defined the risk, looks to limit the risk, and from the speech is accepting the risk, which means higher rates and higher rates for a longer period of time until the dragon/devil is dead. But time will still tell how much pain there will be in the meantime. The Fed has the main responsibility, but there is a lot of balls in the air and responsibilities outside of the Fed, including businesses and governments too. Of course, how markets react will be an influence. The Fed's main tool is interest rates. Rates will be higher for longer, which should be supportive of the US dollar, but other countries are slaying the dragon as well. Stocks will have winners and losers, but higher rates can hurt the more leveraged. There is going to be demand destruction and pain. It will just be more limited. All of which leads us to the technicals, which I will cover next.